Hello and welcome to this beginner's pregnancy yoga class. Thank you for joining me. My name's Bettina and I specialise in this area. So most of the classes I teach these days are for pregnant women or women who've just had a baby and are recovering their body, and then also into early motherhood as well. So I've got two little boys. I started this journey because for me yoga was life-changing when it came to that perinatal period. And it has helped me so much. So that's why I teach what I do, and I hope that you get something from this class today as well. Now, if you are new to yoga, welcome. This is definitely the number one time that women usually find yoga. It seems to be the pregnancy exercise to do, which is great because it doesn't just give us the physical benefits, it gives us so many mental and spiritual ones as well. So I think it's a great choice. Now, if you've never practiced yoga before, the basic, rule, even though it's not really a rule, is listen to your body. We can teach you many things, but bottom line is you've got to be connected to what's going on for you and knowing the difference between discomfort because you need to stretch a little bit further or you're feeling a bit tight, and pain. So we want to avoid pain, but we do teach that in yoga you listen to that discomfort and understand what it's telling you, whether it's telling you that you're building strength, whether it's telling you that your muscles are very tight and they need to relax, or whether it's emotional or spiritual pain that might be coming up. So we believe about the energies in the body as well. Now, if you're brand new to a yoga practice during pregnancy, there's a few basic rules. Obviously, we don't really want to lie on the belly. If you're really early pregnant, it's probably still comfortable, but most women find right from the start lying on the belly is not going to feel good. And just the same way as we don't like wearing tight pants, it's just the body wanting to protect that area. So we don't do any poses lying on the belly. We typically avoid a fair bit of core work during pregnancy. We don't do any crunches because that can actually make that opening that our muscles experience. So as they open this way, crunches can make that a lot worse. So we do still do core work in regards to planks and things like that. You can still safely work in a plank, and depending on your strength, that might be off the feet right till the end, or you might be modifying off the knees. Generally we don't do any twists. Don't do any closed twists. And the reason for that is that action compresses the midsection and it's not going to feel good. So once there's a big bump there, there's no space to be compressing. We don't like anything pressing on. So we're going to twist in the opposite direction. From about 4 or 5 months, it might not be comfortable to lie on your back any longer. And the reason for that is there's a main vein that travels down the back of the body, and pressing on that vein can make us feel a little bit lightheaded. So just go easy if you're feeling uncomfortable on your back. Now, another thing you need to be mindful of during a yoga practice when you're pregnant is blood pressure. For me, I got low blood pressure every time, and it would mean I'd get dizzy fairly easily. So whenever you're coming from the floor to stand, just make sure you go easy so that you're not going to fall over on us. So they're the main principles of pregnancy yoga. Basically, it's not a time to push your body. It's a time to turn within, to move in a way that can alleviate some of those aches and pains that we feel. So during pregnancy, we're carrying extra weight, so the legs get quite sore. You might get cramping legs of an evening. The back is an area that we can often find discomfort. You may feel that you're having some pelvic instability, which is pretty common in pregnancy. It's because the relaxin is releasing those muscles, and without proper alignment, which many of us don't have, we can start to feel quite deep pain in that SI joint, so in that sacrum. So there's a class in my studio on that if you want to know how to deal with that sort of pain during pregnancy. But just generally keeping good alignment. So in Tadasana, focusing on drawing down with the tailbone, engaging the core, engaging the pelvic floor, and drawing the shoulders back and down, which once you're pregnant tends to look more like this. So we tend to bend into the knees, round in that lower back, and we're leaning backwards because we're kind of counterbalancing the weight of the baby. And I know that you can't draw right in, but you can take that little bit of a tuck in and a little bit of drawing down with the tailbone, and that will help to make you feel better throughout the whole day. So we apply that same theory to our yoga practice. So let's get started today. It's just going to be a really gentle practice. I want you to just connect in with how you're feeling and hopefully enjoy this class today. So let's come to hands and knees. So our tabletop. I just want you to take small circles to the right and then small circles to the left. So just moving into any spaces of the body that feel tight. And then inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale, round, look back towards the thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. And then step that left foot forward. We're going to stay in a kneeling lunge. So just leaning forward and being aware here of alignment. So you may need to walk that front foot in a little bit closer so that the hips stay parallel to the knees, because we can tend to open too much this way. And when you're pregnant, that can cause some SI pain. So just be mindful of that, keeping everything in line. And just leaning into this front leg so the front of that back thigh stretches. So just gently breathing into it. And then releasing the left hand to the floor, inhaling and opening up to the right. So creating space through the side body, taking a gentle twist through the spine, and then exhale, lowering down. Taking that front foot all the way back, let's swap sides. So coming up into the kneeling lunge. And see if you can keep that nice alignment. So drawing down with the tailbone, keeping that muscle engaged, the glutes engaged, the core's engaged, and the pelvic floor. And then find that twist, so right hand to the floor, inhale, open up. And then exhale, lower down. Step that front foot back. Take a seat back towards the heels. Take the knees nice and wide to make space for the belly. Stretch the arms forward, take the forehead down. You may like to take a gentle rock from side to side if that feels good. And then inhale, come up onto the knees. So bring the knees back under the hips. Release the feet out and walk the hands forward, perhaps even off the mat, and let the heart sink towards the floor. So maybe the forehead finds the floor, maybe it doesn't. And then inhale, coming back up. So coming back up to our tabletop, taking the right hand underneath the chest, inhaling, lifting the left. Exhale, pass it under the body, find the shoulder to the floor, and just find a gentle twist through that upper back. And then inhale, rising back up. And exhale, release it down, opposite side. Inhale. Exhale, pass it under. Breathe here. And then inhale, rising up. Exhale, return the hand down, tuck the toes under, lift back to your down dog and really pedal out through either side. So I know for me, I always found I had really tight hamstrings and calves while I was pregnant. Can be a sign you need magnesium, but can also just be the because you're carrying so much extra weight. So tuck under, lift up, and really make space through the back of the body, bending into those knees, lifting the tailbone high, and then pressing them down to the floor. Keep pressing the hands strongly into the earth, drawing the elbows in slightly and drawing the shoulders back and down. Let's look towards the hands, bend into those knees and step that left foot forward. This time we're coming up onto that thigh. And inhale up into a high lunge. So often we come up into warrior one here, which would mean that back heel is grounded down. But I find during pregnancy that my hips don't like that. They don't like to be out of alignment, and they feel better in the high lunge. So you can come to warrior one if that's still feeling good, or just stay here in our high lunge. If it's too much with the arms above the head, just bring them onto the hips. Keep the chest lifted. And then inhale, bring the hand onto the thigh. Drop that back heel down and reach the arm over. So finding side angle, finding space in the body. And slowly lowering it back down, come back up to your high lunge. So really reaching the hands up, creating length through these ribs. And then exhale, bring the hands back down. Let's get that front foot back to down dog and just take some time to pedal it out. So moving nice and slow today, just working with your body. And then bend the knees, look towards the hands, step that right foot forward, support yourself to come up. Inhale, rise the arms and stay here and breathe. See if you can lower down a little bit further into that front leg and then really press that back heel down towards the mat. And then inhale, bring the hand down to the thigh, drop the outer edge of that back foot and reach the top arm, extending it over. Find the breath. Find the space in the side body as you reach the fingertips away from the floor. And then inhale, we're coming back up. So lifting back up, this time palms together as you find space in the side ribs. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor, step that front foot all the way back, pedal it out and down dog. Let's take the knees down, take the left foot back and really press those toes into the floor. So nice stretch for the calf here. If it feels good, you can play with lifting that front knee. Maybe it feels better to keep it down on the ground. Stay with the breath. And then opposite side. Taking the right foot back, pressing into the ball of the foot. And coming down to have a seat. Now, you probably want to grab a block or a bolster or a book or a cushion, something that you can sit on the edge of, because it allows that pelvis to tilt forward rather than rounding, which will make that lower back ache and feel a bit yucky. So grab something to sit up on. It really helps to take those knees lower than the hips. It makes it so much more comfortable. And then bring the hand down to the side. Inhale up and over. Again, making space through this side body. So pressing down with the hip all the way to the fingertips, maybe coming a little bit further. And just breathing here. And then inhale up and over. And then release. Bring the hands to heart and then inhale the arms up. And really root down with the hips. And really root down with the tailbone. as you reach the fingertips towards the sky. So again, lots of length through this side body. Hold on to one wrist and draw it over to the opposite side. And inhale, come back up, hold on to the wrist, reach it over. Inhale, take the hands behind, open through the heart. Then release the hands, take the right underneath the left, bring the palms together. Inhale the arms up, so it's a beautiful stretch through that upper back. Inhale, take them wide. This time, bring the left underneath the right. Inhale the arms up, and exhale the shoulders down. So not lots of space through that upper back. Also going to be helpful to remember once you're feeding, create that round through the back. This can feel beautiful to stretch it out. Release the hands. Take the left hand down the back. Find the elbow to press it down. So creating lots of space through the front half of the body. If it feels good, you could reach the fingertips towards each other. Gently release. Other hand comes down. Support it to start with. If you can't find the fingertips when you reach around, you can work with a scarf or a strap or a belt. Hold it in the top hand and then reach towards it with the bottom so that you can find the fingertips eventually. Creeping them together. And then gently release the hands. Bring the hands onto the thighs. All right, so we're going to head into a bit of a meditation now. You're welcome to find a lying position if that's more comfortable. Maybe find a bolster under the knees or between the legs, under the head, however you like to get comfortable, or stay sitting like me. This has to be possibly this most powerful thing you can do when you're pregnant, is connecting in with your inner self. Being able to consciously relax when you need to. So having those tools, those breathing tools and those mental tools to be able to relax when you need, so that you can relax into birth, into labor, and into becoming a mum. So whilst all the rest of it, the opening through the arms, the opening through the legs and stretching out those sore, tired legs and keeping the pelvis in line so that we don't get that back pain. Whilst they're all important, I personally think this has to be the number one part. So don't skip out, join me on this. It's only going to be a quick couple of minutes just to start introducing you to the breath control that we can use to start relaxing and calming our mind. So gently close the eyes if you haven't already. Feel where you're connected to the earth. So whether it be through the sit bones, through the legs, through the torso if you're lying, through the arms, and just feel your connection to the floor beneath you. Allow this connection to let you soften and relax. There is support there, allow yourself to use it. There's no need to hold the shoulders tight, the neck, the face. Let everything go soft. Feel as though you're melting into your position on the floor, completely supported, completely at ease and comfortable. And then find the breath in and out through the nose. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Find a pause at the top of the inhale. And then slowly exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And find a pause at the bottom of the exhale. Repeating this pattern. Inhale for 3, exhale for 4, finding that pause at the end of each breath. Following this rhythm with the mind and the body. Maybe lengthening that exhale a little bit more if you're finding you've still got air to let go. Moving into this energy of surrender, of letting go, and using the breath to allow us to feel into it. If anything's coming up for you, whether it be thoughts, whether there be noises around you, see if you can let them go. Find your own little relaxation bubble where only you and your baby and your breath exists. Before we finish, I'd like you to bring your awareness to the heart space. And think for a moment of your baby growing within you, and how with each day they grow, the love that you have for them and that you hold within your heart grows for them every day as well. Feel into that connection that you feel with them already, even though you've never met them. That knowing love. Feel into that energy in the heart. Inhale into it, breathing deeply into the chest, and then exhale and send that loving energy down towards your belly and to your baby. Breathing in and feeling that loving feeling in the chest, and then exhaling and sending it down to your baby. Repeating this over and over with the breath. Connecting in with love and then sending it down. Knowing that they are feeling whatever you're feeling. So connected as you are in this space, in your body. Knowing that this time that you take to relax and to center yourself is also benefiting them. That they feel this sense of calm alongside you. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then start once again to be aware of where you are in your space, what's going on around you, what sounds you can hear. Bring your awareness back to the body. Notice where you touch the floor. Notice your position, how you're sitting or lying. And then slowly bringing your awareness back, starting to open your eyes. Feeling the energy returning with each breath. Maybe taking a bit of a gentle stretch, whatever feels good. And then gently releasing. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this beginner's yoga class for pregnancy. So it was quite a gentle practice today. We really just worked with stretching those legs, opening up the upper body a little bit that can tend to become quite rounded over our baby bump, and also being mindful of that alignment that we have in the pelvis that we need to be aware of as our baby and our belly grows. So if you'd like more pregnancy yoga classes, I have a lot in the studio. So there are one for each of the trimesters, a short and a long version. There is yoga for morning sickness if you're suffering from that. There's how to deal with SI pain. There's a whole bunch of others, and lots of things that will help you prepare for birth and baby as well. So I'd love for you to join me in that community. I've also got a private Facebook group for all my studio members where we chat and just talk about our kids, all the normal things that go on before and after a yoga class in real life. I hope to create this same sort of space for you online as well. So I hope you can join me there. Start your free trial if you haven't already. And I hope to practice with you again really soon. Namaste.